Hello, everyone. Today is November 10th, 2021. This is the CSI Community Meeting. So I think today we have one item on the agenda. This is a create volume with snapshot volume source races with delete snapshot.
So do we have the person who filed the issue, or are we going to
we
proceed
can
without
we
them?
can definitely wait for this person is not
Yeah.
here, so we can wait. I don't know. Do you want to read this first, or you said you get
No, I remember this one, and I remember
okay.
responding. Like I
Yeah,
think this is just working as designed. So
yeah. I
unless
think he looks like he's asking if we should update the CSS back, so make it more clear. I guess that's his question. And then I see a James replied here saying we have some general guidance here. Probably we could probably clarify that with respect to snapshots. So I think that's the thing. Yeah, he's really just asking. He's not asking for code changes. He's asking for some updates in the CSS back to clarify that CO should handle this. I think that's his comment.
but
Uh,
but the CO shouldn't handle it, right? That's the whole thing. Like
I think well,
so I
that's the discussion. But because I see, okay, let me actually go to this one. Can you see
so
the
so
screen?
I remember the underlying issue. The problem is that some implementations, like creating a volume from a snapshot, takes a long time, right? So the snapshot exists at the moment you create the volume. And so the create volume starts doing something, but it's going to take a while.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, like someone deletes the snapshot, and that just succeeds because nothing stops it from happening. And now
No,
the
we
create
do
volume,
have
it's
no
like,
snapshots handles this one. He was talking about he says, see, that's what he says, right? Snapshot controller already handles this. We have in the snapshot controller, we have like finalizers, we have things we're checking the timestamp. So we prevent this from happening. So he is basically asking to kind of formalize this one in the document. I guess that's his.
well,
Let
when
me
does
read
the
the whole.
finalizer get added
Yeah.
and when does it get taken away?
Uh, yeah, we have those details. I think so for create volume from, so we have like create volume from snapshot. We have a I think when the create snapshot call is if you're using the snapshot as a source, I think then we'll wait until that is complete. There is a finalizer called something like snapshot as a source or something. I need to look at that one actually. Let me see if
The problem I see there is like you could end up adding and deleting this finalizer all the time every time a clone operation occurs. And
we right now at
furthermore,
least we don't have this problem right now. At least if someone see that problem, we can look into that and fix that. This has been added there for quite some time now. It's not a new finalizer. So we do have this kind of lock in this. So similar, just think about for the PVC, right? You also have a few finalizers, kind of if it's in use.
no, I know we have
It's the same
finalizers for all
thing.
kinds of
This is
purposes, but
also it's the same thing. This is in use. Basically, your snapshots in use, you should not delete it. That's the same thing, same idea.
but how do you know when it's not in use anymore? Like,
So we actually okay. So I need to look at the code. We do have the, but I have to check the logic to see exactly how that was. I look at this one was there quite some time
so
ago.
so the issue that I see is that like
His
you
question is
do
not, it's not like snapshot control did not do that. He's basically asking for some language. And James replies that it's already, we have some language there saying that you need to be careful or something. Okay, let's actually look at this one, CSS back concurrency. So in general, the CO is responsible for ensuring that there's no more than one call in flight per volume at a given time. However, in some circumstances, the CO may lose state because it crashes and restarts. So and issue multiple calls simultaneously for the same volume too, but the plugin should handle this as gracefully. Okay, so this one is basically saying that CO should be handling this, but then there may be cases that it's not handled. And then in that case, the plugin should handle this as gracefully as possible. The error code aborted maybe returned by the plugin in this case. So I think what James.
Yes. I think here's the basic issue is we don't have like a way to return from create volume that like it's still in progress. Like if you have a situation, you have a snapshot, it's going to take 10 minutes to create a new volume from it. When we get that create volume request, you can either block and wait for the gRPC timeout to occur, or you can just return an error from the CSI plugin. You can't return success.
No, we're not returning success. No, we're not returning success. We just, if it's the finalizer is there, then we basically do not allow the deletion to be happen. So that one is kind of blocked, right? It's just same thing. Once it's complete, it will be deleted. That's the use of finalizer. You block the deletion until volume is created from that snapshot, and then at that time it will be deleted automatically.
But what if there's 2 or 3 or 4 volumes being created from the snapshot in parallel?
Then you just then it just has to be waiting. If the create snapshot happens before the delete snapshot, we don't have the
create volume. This is create volume, right?
Create volume, yeah. This is create volume from snapshot. Yeah, this is not the snapshot upload. This is create volume from snapshot.
So if I have 3 create volume operations proceeding in parallel, which is totally legal, like when the first one starts, you're saying we're going to apply a finalizer to that snapshot that says the snapshot isn't used. But when that create finishes, we're not going to remove the finalizer because we got 2 other ones still going.
Right. So if the 2 other one comes, then we will actually right. Yes.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out is how do we know that there's no create volumes in progress on a
there definitely will be race, right? So as this document says, there could be races, right? So in that case, you just have to handle it as graceful as possible. I mean, it's not like absolute, right? So basically that's what this document says.
I think Ben's question is mainly focusing on when we remove finalizer. I don't remember the code.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see the problem. There's no ref counting, etc. Right? So I don't know how we implement it.
No, we do have some checks. I just need to. I need to refresh my memory right now. So, but I do have we do have some checking.
So the way I look at it is like plugin authors shouldn't assume that the CO is doing this in particularly well. Like it's good that Kubernetes tries to prevent this scenario, but like a plugin cannot rely on Kubernetes solving this scenario, right? There's always a chance that you're going to get a create or delete snapshot call while you're still trying to use that snapshot. And so if you want to prevent that, you have to have internal state to know that the snapshot is in use on the plugin side, right? That's what it comes down to. And then
so the plugin side, basically, if you look at this whatever languages for volumes, right? I think that's the same thing. Is that you can return aborted if you cannot.
Right.
This so yeah, plugin need to handle this one as well. Yeah, you need to know.
Yeah. So I think what this, if we're going to change the language of the spec, and I don't remember what the current language is, but we probably should say something along the lines of the CO should try to prevent a snapshot from getting deleted while a volume is being created from the snapshot if it can. But the SP must be prepared to return an appropriate error if that happens, or either fail the snapshot deletion or abort the volume creation. It has to do one of those 2 things. Either the snapshot deletion has to win, in which case you return success from the snapshot delete and abort it from the create volume, or the snapshot deletion has to fail until the clone is done, in which case you just retry the snapshot delete until the SP says it's not in use anymore, and then you can succeed it, right? Either of those options would be acceptable. You just have to pick one of them and do it.
Yeah, something around that line. Yeah, we don't have anything for snapshot in the spec, I think, but there was something for the volume.
Yeah, I think here I agree. We can clarify that part in the spec. So what's the common behavior? I just want to see. For most of the driver, they abort snapshot, deleting snapshot.
This is a creative volume.
Yeah, but most drivers can do the create volume quickly. I think that's the key, is that the create volume should be able to succeed, you know, synchronously, even if it's from a snapshot, because you're using some efficient technology underneath that's just creating like copy on write references to the original snapshot or something, and that the actual reference counting happens way down in the storage system, so that it's okay to delete the snapshot after you've created the volume, because the storage system is keeping the blocks alive that need to be kept alive. So as long as you have a fast create volume from snapshot, you'll never see this problem, because it'll just synchronously succeed. And
but it's still a potential risk that while it is still in flight, like, and the snapshot deletion comes in. So typically, maybe the snapshot deletion will abort, like fail, abort.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also a race at the Kubernetes layer, right? Like if you delete a snapshot and try to clone it at the same time, if the Kubernetes API server sees the snapshot delete come in first, then the snapshot will be gone by the time the clone request comes in, and it'll just fail at the Kubernetes layer. So yeah, there's races at all the different layers. And that's fine, because you shouldn't, these two operations have to be serialized. Either the clone happens first or the delete happens first. They cannot proceed in parallel.
Right.
Okay, so I just checked the code, how we are, when we are removing that finalizer. Basically, we're just checking, we actually retrieving the volume from the cache and the PVCs, and just to see if if there are any volume have been created. Of course, there's as we said, there are races, but we go through that list before removing that. Yeah.
Okay. So still a potential risk.
Yeah, there is a potential risk.
Could be rare. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a potential risk. We can, I wonder if anyone on the call added this question, or I don't know who added this question, because I don't see the person who opened that issue here on the call. I'm not sure who added that issue there. Maybe he added that one long time ago and he forgot about this. That meeting is today. Yeah, I remember that when he brought this up, I say you can bring this up at the CSI implementation meeting. Maybe he forgot. Today is the day. Okay. All right. So do we yeah?
The question is whether someone wants to take an AI to produce a PR that cleans up the wording, right?
Yeah. Well, let's first discuss. We agree that we can add something there, right? So that's agreed, at least.
Right, but and then the discussion about what we add should be part of the PR review, probably.
Yeah. So we can. Someone can write up something, and then people can. It's not going to be like finalized when the PR is submitted, right? We can continue to review that one, I think. Maybe I can ask that person, see if he is happy to do this. Otherwise, I can submit something just to yeah, I think I can submit it. Let me check with that person first to see if he has any other concerns around this. I can ping him offline.
But I think maybe we should try to just capture notes in the meeting agenda for today that says, we agree that the CO should make an effort to reduce this problem, but it can't eliminate all the problems. So the SP is going to have to be prepared to do something, and then we just need to spell out what the expected behavior is on the SP side.
Actually, move this one up. Right. Okay, so we agreed. add CSI Back snapshots. So the volume, okay, so the example for volume is here. Concurrency. Okay, so tentatively, what do we want to say? Must
So we want to add a
prepare
blurb to create volume and a blurb to delete snapshot, right? That refer to each
So-
other.
SP must prepare to handle this or something like that.
But if in the delete snapshot, we'd want to say like if the snapshot is in use by an ongoing, clone operation, the SP has to decide whether to fail the deletion or abort the clone at its, and return an appropriate error code or success code. And then on the create volume side, we have to say, if the snapshot gets deleted during the clone operation, you have to return an appropriate error code from create. To basically just call out that this is something that can happen. The CO will try to prevent it, but it can still happen. And part of the problem is that we don't have a way to return like success, but still in progress from create volume. If it's a long running clone, we just have to block until it times out.
So if a snapshot is deleted during clone, SP must
The SP gets to choose whether to abort the clone and succeed the delete or fail the delete and keep the clone going.
to what operation. Okay, does this capture this? Anything else that we want to add? Of course, the language has to be, change it to make this more like what is written for concurrency. But does this capture the idea we want to express here? So if snapshots delete during clone, SP need to decide whether to keep going or abort the clone operation.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm happy to be a reviewer on the PR that actually changes this. I'm not particularly motivated to write the PR because I think the behavior is kind of obvious, but
okay,
I'll review the words.
I will. His name. What is his name? G Nancy. I'll see if he wants to open it. Otherwise, I can submit a PR for that. So basically, CO for CO basically it's the same thing, right? Same as what the so CO basically is just responsible in trying to ensure that this is not happening, but it still could happen. So I think we would just have similar language for the CO part. Okay.
Yeah, I think the challenge for Kubernetes in particular is we don't have a way to like ref count how many clones are in progress for a particular snapshot.
Well, it's not, I mean,
It's-
we're kind of checking that. It's
The-
just, it's not like deterministic. It's like, there's races, right? So you could get that information, but it could be a delay there, right? So CO will just say that CO will try best, but actually we already handle that. Oh, I'll just add some notes here. That,
Well, as far as the spec is
Snapshot.
concerned, we should just say that the CO should try to prevent the bad thing from happening, but we can't force it.
is responsible for how may lose. Okay, what is the language used here? Is responsible. Didn't say like must or should, or it's just the plugin should handle this. May. Okay, so I don't know what is the language, but maybe when we review the PR, we can make sure the language is precise. Currently checks there are any warnings created from the snapshot before removing the snapshot source. Actually, it's a snapshots. Yeah. So I think this should. I think this should be fine. But okay. Anything else we should capture for this? And Jean, anyone else? This is good now. So basically the action item is I will pin this person who opened this issue, and then we will open a PR about this, and then pin Ben to review it. Then we can finalize the text, during the review, we can finalize that.
I'm happy with that.
Okay. All right. That's the only issue here. Are there anything else that we want to talk here?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, then. If we don't have anything else, I think then we'll get more than 30 minutes back.
Thanks, Shing.
All right, thank you. Bye.